Hello. First question. Hello. First question. When's the time my daddy been really bad?
Pretty much all of his childhood.
Can you tell me?
It's a lot like you.
What did he do bad?
He used to climb things and get into things he shouldn't be getting into.
What did he get into?
He got into my goodies, my candy, my stash of good things to eat, cookies.
Wow, that's a bad name.
I know, you're going to mess up the sound by doing that.
And second question. Where did my dad used to live?
Well, he lived all over. He was born in Picayune back in 1970.
And how did you get here?
Well, do you want me to tell you all the places he's lived?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we lived in Picayune initially, and then I went into the Air Force, and he came up to Wichita Falls, Texas for a short while I went to technical school. And then we moved to Dover, Delaware. And then...
What car did you take?
Well, we didn't have a car when we moved up there.
Did you take an airplane?
Well, I took an airplane and then a bus, and then when Molly came up, she came up with Jeremy, and she came up on a bus, I think. Maybe a train, I don't know, but we didn't have a car. But we got a car a few months later, about 2 or 3 months after we were there. So then when we left Dover, they went back to Picayune because I went overseas to Thailand for a year. And then Jody was born in the meantime while we were at Dover. And then when I came back from Thailand, we went to Altus, Oklahoma. And from Altus, Oklahoma, I went to officer training school in Texas, and they went back to Picayune briefly. And then we went to Chanute, Illinois for training. And then I went to Charleston, South Carolina. And then we went to Scott Air Force Base in Belleville, Illinois. And then we went to Fort Walton Beach, Florida, right down here. And then we went to San Antonio, Texas. And then we went to Darmstadt or Egglesbach, Germany.
Wow, that's a lot of places.
And then we went to England, to a little place called Alconbury. And right after England, your dad came back to the States, and he went down to Orlando and went to school. And Molly and I went to Tampa, and that's where he's lived. And now he lives in Meridian. Next question.
Next question is, how did you travel? What kind of vehicle did you take?
When?
What kind of transportation you took?
When? We had several vehicles over the years.
Can you tell me their names?
Yes. Well, originally we had an old Chevrolet.
What's a Chevrolet?
It's a car. It was a big old car, and I hit a horse one night, and it messed it up, and it was never the same after that.
Why
And it busted the windshield.
That is crazy.
Yeah, I know. And anyway, after that, like I said, we got a car up in Dover. It was a Buick, something or another. And then I totaled the Buick because a car hit me and totaled it. It was $300. So we bought a brand new Subaru.
$300?
Yes, so we bought a new Subaru.
A Subaru.
Our first new car.
What color is it?
It was green. It was kind of puke green. Puke green.
Puke green.
Yeah, it's kind of like, ugly stuff. Anyway, we had that, and we went through a bunch of cars in Altus. We had the Subaru, and Molly totaled it, and then we had a Chevrolet Vega, and we had a Ford van, and we had well, then we bought an AMC Concorde, nice car.
What color is it?
Pull your dress down. It was brown. It was a nice car. It was brand new. And
Like chocolate?
kind of chocolate, light chocolate maybe. And then your daddy drove it when he was in high school at when we were at San Antonio, and he ran into several things and dinged it up pretty badly.
What kind of things?
Oh, I don't know. You'd have to ask him, but I think he ran into stop signs and curbs, and he sideswiped something, and he just tore it up. And then we had that, and we bought a Dodge Colt Vista, which is like a little station wagon thing. It was really
That
nice.
is bad.
That was a nice car. I liked it. And we took that to Germany, but Jeremy and Jody tore it up.
How did he tear it out?
They ran it too hard and fast and burned the motor up, and I could not fix it. So we bought a Audi.
What's an Audi?
It's a maybe German car or something like that. Anyway, it's a European car. It was very nice. It was so nice that when Jody came back to the States, we shipped it back for her to take to school. And it was funny because sometimes the lights on it would go out, and it was all instrument panel. It was all digital stuff, so it all went out. And then she couldn't roll the windows down, and she had to climb over the seat and climb out the back door to get out of the car. And then the fuel tank, the hose would kind of leak, and it would fill up with fumes if you filled the gas tank up with gas. So I told her not to fill it up with gas. Just put it like a half a tank at a time, and it would be okay. But that was a good old car. And then we bought a Ford Explorer just before we came back from England, and we drove that for a long time. And I also bought a little red truck, a Datsun, not a Datsun, a Nissan.
Polka
I
dot?
don't know. No, a Suzuki truck.
What's it?
And your daddy
What
ended
color
up
is it?
driving that for a while. And we finally
When he
sold
was
that.
a kid?
Well, no, not that long ago. Maybe 15 years ago, 10 years ago, something like that.
You can only drive when you're your age.
My age.
Molly's.
Okay. Next question. And now we have trucks. We have big trucks. We have the Ford F-150.
Question.
Third question.
Third question. How did you get that gray truck? How did you get that gray truck?
Stop touching your microphone. Here's some crushed ice for you.
How did you get that gray truck?
Gray truck.
The new one.
The new truck.
The new truck?
We went to the car place and bought it. We went and we started looking at trucks because we needed a new truck to pull the trailer, which we don't have. And we went to this one place, the GMC place, and we liked it right off the bat. It was a nice truck. And then we kept looking at trucks, but the others weren't as nice, or the price was too much, and stuff like that. So we ended up coming back and we bought that truck.
Fourth question. How did you fix everything up here?
Well, give me an example for everything. What?
Fourth question. What's your favorite color?
Blue. What's yours?
Pinkish purple.
I see. That's nice. Next question.
Fifth question.
Are they looking at you?
What's your favorite two animals?
My favorite
Two animals.
two animals. A puppy dog and a deer. Because I like to shoot deer.
Mine is a cheetah and a leopard.
I see. Do you have any pet cheetahs? or leopards? You just like to look at them?
They're just cats.
Okay.
And what's your favorite vegetables?
I like corn.
Green.
I like a lot of vegetables. I like tomatoes. I like peppers.
Mine is corn, and guacamole.
Guacamole?
Corn.
Is that something like a guacamole and broccoli or what? Do you
I
like broccoli?
broccoli.
I do too.
And I like green beans.
Okay. I do too. I like a lot of
What's your favorite
vegetables.
fruit? Fruit.
Fruit?
Mm-hmm.
I like strawberries and blueberries. And I like satsumas.
What?
Satsumas. They're like small oranges.
I like strawberry, blueberries, and I like cherries.
Yeah. We had a cherry tree when we lived in Dover. Jeremy doesn't remember it, but we picked the cherries. Don't mess with your mic. We picked the cherries one year and made cherry pie.
That's
Molly did.
tasty.
It was edible.
And how did you make it?
Well, you have to ask Molly because I didn't make it. She made it.
Did she add some of my favorites? What cream?
Perhaps. When it was hot. And ice cream.
And what's your favorite pet?
Well, you already asked me my favorite animal. My favorite pet's a dog. My favorite pet is Belle.
My favorite pet is me.
You're not a pet.
Well,
that doesn't
my
count.
dad called me a tiger,
Oh, I see.
a black and white tiger. I lived into the snow.
Mm-hmm. Okay, next question.
Sixth question. How did you,
You're messing up the sound by messing with the mic.
next question. How did you, what combating did Dad do? And how did he get his little rash on him?
The scar?
Yeah, the scar.
Well, I told you, when we were in Aldous, Oklahoma, we had a Subaru. And one day, Molly was driving somewhere, I don't know where, with Jeremy and Jody. And Jeremy didn't have his seatbelt on, or he had taken it off to do something. And a lady hit Molly. It was her fault, not Molly's fault. And Jeremy hit, he came from the back seat up to the front, or hit the seat, and it cut his eye.
Did he fly like a bumblebee?
No, he flew like somebody that was in a wreck that didn't have their seatbelt on, and he got hurt. And we had to go by ambulance up to Oklahoma City for him to do some MRIs or something on him to make sure his head was okay, and he was okay. But he had that cut made a scar, and that's what happened. He had a wreck when he was a kid.
How bad is the doctor sewing on your head? How bad is it?
How bad is what?
The nurse is sewing your head with needles and thread.
Well, they generally put a local anesthesia in there so it doesn't hurt. So the pain's
I didn't
kind
know
of killed.
they do that.
Yeah, they give you a little shot, and that deadens that area so they can stitch you up.
I hate shots.
Well, I do
Shots are
too.
Scary.
I do too, but
Shots make me scream out loud. I want to run and scream.
I understand. I understand. I used to get them too, and I didn't like them either. But it's kind of a fact of life nowadays.
Well, one time, when I had those bump sores, the the doctor gave me a shot and cut open my skin.
Uh-huh.
3 shots.
Did it hurt?
5 shots. That was terrible.
Yeah. That's when you had those spots on your skin? Yeah?
Yes.
Well, you healed up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to have those. Are we
Yeah.
done?
No.
You got another question?
7 questions.
Okay. I think we already made 7, but keep going.
And then, how did you know that I like? How did you put all those lights on there?
On the dock,
On the dock.
I got a ladder. It got up with the staple gun that we used today when we was putting up those Christmas lights. And I stapled them up one at a time and moved around the dock. And then I ran an extension cord out there.
Well, you can almost just fall out. You almost fall down into the water.
You got to be very careful. That's true.
Okay, we're done.
Okay, I'm good. Thank you. It's been very nice.
Turtle, you may want to take that off.
Uh-oh, you should have told me.
And that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.